Today we're going to be ranking every Flash character from worst to best. As always, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's get started. Alright, so starting off our list, coming in at number 5 is going to be Speed Force the Flash. Speed Force the Flash is a really old character, and he definitely has a really fun passive. However, aside from that, there's just nothing else that's special about this guy. He doesn't do a lot of damage, and unfortunately, and this is a big problem that I have with every Flash character that doesn't have this, he does not have a 3-hit fast attack, which honestly doesn't make any sense at all. I mean, think about it. What's the one character that you would really expect to be a really good combo builder? It would have to be the Flash. It's easily the Flash. And for whatever reason, this guy just doesn't have a 3-hit fast attack, and I really do feel like that would make a big difference, because being a combo builder is so much better when you have more fast attacks. And also, having more fast attacks would definitely help this guy do a lot more damage, because if we go look at his special abilities, well, first of all, again, they don't do a lot of damage, and second of all, there's not a lot of them that have a lot of different buffs. As a matter of fact, only his special one has stun, and we all know how unreliable stun is. And aside from that, there's just nothing else going on. So his special abilities are really boring. And as for his passive, it has two different parts to it. So the main fun part about his passive is that every single time he evades or he rushes, he will ignore any incoming attacks. So for example, if the opponent throws a range attack, you can literally swipe forward on it, and even though the animation is going to look like it's going to hit you, it will actually go right by you, and Speed Force the Flash will not take any damage from it. Now, using this ability is really fun, and sometimes you're even going to be able to get an infinite combo out of it, but nowadays, because of the Father Box, and just because some characters can do infinite combos, this just isn't as useful as a lot of people claim for it to be. It's really fun. However, you know, there's plenty of teams out there that do really good without this character in terms of building combos. So this whole evade thing, as fun as it is, isn't necessary. And as for the second part of his passive, it gives the entire team extra fast attack chance. There's really nothing to complain about here because you're just getting extra fast attack chance. However, this passive would definitely feel a lot nicer if his main passive was a little bit better. In terms of his shards, you're going to be able to get Speed Force the Flash shards off of the challenge game mode, which isn't really that great, but it also isn't terrible. You just have to wait for his challenge to pop up. But even when it does pop up, you're not going to be getting a lot of shards, so it might take you a bit of time. You unfortunately cannot get any of his shards off of raid drops, but you can get his gears. Anyways, there's really nothing else to say about Speed Force the Flash, so let's move on to number 4, which is going to be Silver Flash. So first of all, I really don't care that this character is a silver. I would have still liked for this character to have a 3-hit fast attack, but unfortunately he doesn't. It's only 2. Anyways, aside from that, if we go look at his passives and we go look at his special abilities, at first glance, it seems like this guy is a little bit worse than Speed Force the Flash. However, the one, I don't want to say saving grace, but you know, the thing that's a little bit better about this character is that he does do a good amount of damage. If we go look at his passives, the first part about his passive gives him extra fast attack chance for a certain amount of time whenever you tag this character in, and he also gives extra fast attack chance to the entire team. This isn't anything super mind-blowing or broken or anything like that, but because of this passive, you are going to save some slots in your gear talents to add whatever you want. If we go look at his special abilities, only his special one has a buff, and that's that it does damage to tagged out opponents. However, I'm not entirely sure, but I've never seen anybody do a lot of damage with this, so it's probably pretty bad. Moving on, his special 2 doesn't have any sort of effects, and neither does his special 3. However, his special 3 is the special you're going to want to be using to be doing a lot of damage. So in case you don't know, some silver characters in this game have secret multipliers in their special abilities that allow them to do a lot of damage, or at least, you know, a high amount of damage compared to other silver characters, and Flash is one of those characters. Aside from that, getting his shards and his gears should be really easy since he's a silver character, but there just really isn't anything else going on for this character aside from doing a good amount of damage with his special 3. So with that being said, let's move on to number 3. Coming in at number 3 is going to be Reverse Flash. So the reason why I rank Reverse Flash over Silver Flash is because even though Reverse Flash is going to do less damage, he does have a 3-hit fast attack, which is really helpful. And again, for Flash characters, I really do feel like a 3-hit fast attack is absolutely necessary. Also, because Reverse Flash is a really good combo builder, because of his 3-hit fast attacks, he's going to be a really good support character slash combo builder for a character that does a lot of damage, because with Reverse Flash, they can can do even more damage. However, aside from his 3-hit fast attack, there's really nothing else that's as exciting for Reverse Flash. If we go look at his special abilities, none of them have any sort of special effects or special buffs or any sort of secret damage multipliers, and his passive isn't really the greatest. So what his passive does is that every single time you tag this character in, he has a 70% chance of swapping power with the opponent. However, this can really backfire on you if you're not careful, and if the opponent has less energy than you and you accidentally tag into Reverse Flash and the power swap actually triggers, well then guess what? Now the opponent is going to have your power and you're going to have the lower power of the opponent. This passive can be good or it can be bad. It really just depends on the situation, because even sometimes if you're being really careful, sometimes you just need to tag out a character and you need to tag in somebody else. And if, your third character might be dead and your main character is almost dying and you have to tag in Reverse Flash, but you don't want to because it's not a good time to do a special ability, and now you might power swap with Reverse Flash, it can just make things worse. However, just because Reverse Flash is a combo builder and you probably want to use him on a character that's going to be doing a lot of damage, most of the time you're going to be using Reverse Flash in raids. And in raids, it's actually really easy to find a pattern with how you're going to fight your battles, and that definitely makes Reverse Flash's passive a little bit easier to use. I've tried to use Reverse Flash in Arena before, but just because the AI is a little bit more unreliable in Arena, and because the opponents can tag in and tag out, it just makes Reverse Flash a little bit harder to use. So if you are going to use this character, you might just want to stick to raids. And speaking of raids, that's actually where you get his shards and his gear, because in the League Store, that's where they're located. You can also get his shards and his gears off of raid drops, so getting this character is going to be really easy. Anyways, with all that being said, let's move on to number 2. Coming in at number 2 is going to be Justice League the Flash. So Justice League the Flash definitely has one of my favorite passives in the game because it's super simple, yet it's super effective. So what it does is it gives everybody an extra fast attack hit on their fast attack hits. But in addition, this also applies to himself, and Justice League the Flash already has a 3-hit fast attack, which means that with his passive, he's going to have a 4-hit fast attack. So this guy is an absolute monster whenever he starts building combos, because he's going to do it really quickly. In addition, his second part of his passive gives all of his Justice League teammates the ability to have the very first special that they use be unblockable. This isn't anything super overpowered, but just because the very first part of his passive is really great, the second part of his passive feels like a really nice bonus. If we go look at his special abilities, none of his special abilities have any sort of effects aside from his special 2, which is Stun. And Stun is probably one of my least favorite effects, just because it's really unreliable. This really doesn't bother me though, just because with Justice League the Flash and the Justice League team, their main focus is to be doing a lot of damage with their basic attack hits. And Justice League the Flash is definitely one of the best characters to be adding to the Justice League team, just because that extra fast attack hit is going to be super devastating when you're already doing a lot of basic attack damage. And also, because the first part of his passive doesn't just go for the Justice League team, he's also useful to be used in other teams. A lot of people like to use him with Last Laugh Joker and Entangling Poison Ivy. Some people even like to use him with King of Atlantis Aquaman in raids, since King of Atlantis Aquaman does a lot of basic attack damage. There's just a lot of different uses for Justice League the Flash. And because of that, he's going to come in at the number 2 spot. Moving on to number 1 is going to be Multiverse the Flash. Multiverse the Flash is one of the best characters in the Multiverse team, and of course, because he's a Multiverse teammate, he's going to be getting all of those really great buffs from characters like Supergirl, Armored Supergirl, Green Arrow, Black Lightning, all those really great characters, and that just makes Multiverse the Flash even better. So the real reason why Multiverse the Flash is such an amazing character is because he supports his team really well. With his passive 1, he gives his Multiverse team almost maxed out critical attack chance, and also for everybody else, this doesn't just include his Multiverse team, he gives extra critical attack damage. This passive makes it so that you don't have to really worry about your gear talents that much, especially if you're in the Multiverse team, because now you pretty much don't even need to add critical attack chance. You could just add a bunch of attack and a bunch of critical attack damage. In addition, his passive 2 makes it so that special abilities for the multiverse team will cost less. Special 1s will cost 1 power bar less, and special 2s and special 3s will cost 2 power bars less. Moving on to his passive 3, whenever Multiverse the Flash is targeted by a tech opponent's special ability, Multiverse the Flash will dodge it and instead come back down and slam on the opponent, which is going to do a lot of damage. If we go look at his special abilities, his special 1 and his special 2 doesn't have any sort of buffs, but his special 3 does have stun. Again, however, I really don't mind Multiverse the Flash having stun just because his passives are already really great. And finally, the cherry on top, Multiverse the Flash also has a 3-hit fast attack. So on top of everything I just said about him being a really good support for your damage dealers, you know, because he gives critical attack chance and critical attack damage, he's also going to be a really great combo builder. And of course, for the Multiverse team, they're going to get that critical attack chance, and their special abilities are also going to cost less. You can get Multiverse the Flash's shards off of the arena seasons, however, unfortunately, his gear is not in the arena store. However, oddly enough, in raid drops, you can get his gears, but you cannot get his shards. Either way though, Multiverse the Flash is a really great support character. He's a really good support character for any team out there, but he's especially a really amazing character when you pair him up with the Multiverse team, and that's why he's coming in at number 1. Anyways guys, with all that being said, I hope you guys have a nice day, stay safe and stay clean, and I'll see you guys later.